Hey guys, this is Lala Legacy and welcome back to the second reproduction. So, let's jump right back in. A woman beside Gardis pressed her shapely bosom against him, as if trying to draw his attention away from me. This wasn't the best time to get angry, but I couldn't help but feel furious at the sight. The woman smiled triumphantly, pleased with the angry expression on my face. Lord Gardis, why dine on unripe fruit when you could have some mature, fresh fruit right here? The woman placed a red berry between her soft lips. What was she trying to do? As Lezette and I looked on in bewilderment, Gardis took the woman into his arms and... What? Gardis took the berry into his own mouth and plunged deeper, indulging in the woman's lips as if they were fruit themselves. I see. Just as you said, it really is delicious fresh fruit. It deserves to be eaten. Gardis' sickeningly flirtatious voice left the whole room in silence. If it felt this bad to Lezette and I, who were sitting a fair distance away, I dread to think how the women sitting near them were feeling. Still, it was extremely bold of them to do such a thing in front of their enemies. I didn't feel angry, just humiliated, and lowered my head in shame. I quickly glanced beside me and saw that Lezette had done the same. I'm glad I invited you too. Your reactions never cease to amuse me. And how curious. You're behaving as if you've never fallen in love before. I don't need to fall in love. And I assume the princess's lapdog has never held a woman either. I live for the sole purpose of serving the princess. I desire nothing more than to stay by her side. Lezette's clear voice was as firm as steel, and made me feel really embarrassed. I was about to pinch him to shut him up when I heard him mumble something quietly, as if to himself. That's right, as long as the princess is alive, Huh? Well, people have different outlooks on life. You might see it as happiness now, but... in my eyes, your lives... your lives are utterly boring. We're more than happy to let you have fun. Don't worry. It'll be easier to kill you once your brain goes numb from all your activities. But love is a magnificent thing, far superior to an assassination that will never succeed, don't you think? It's a bit rich for a hedonistic demon like you to talk about love. I felt the steam rise from my head as Gardis taunted me. I could feel my temper rising, so I stood up and made to leave my seat, not wanting to ruin the banquet. Princess! Pleasure is one of life's necessities, you know. Ignoring Gardis, I grabbed Lezette by the collar and dragged him out of the room with me. Oh, leaving so soon? We were greeted by the cheerful voice of Kiria, the servant in charge of us. She was carrying a large plate of meat, undoubtedly another dish for the banquet. It must be tough for you too, Kiria, always getting ordered around by a whimsical lord. Oh no, not at all. He never orders us around. In fact, we servants wish he did it more often. He doesn't? Even though he's utterly self-centered. Well, it seems he's taken a liking to both of you. I've never seen him so cheerful. Cheerful? The word was so unfitting, I cringed. The thought of a cheerful Gardis, all bouncy and excited like a little boy, seemed utterly preposterous. Well, Lord Gardis is a healthy young man. He's at that age, you know. It's natural for him to mess around and get excited around girls. So, you overheard us just now, huh? Kiria spoke of Gardis with an almost motherly affection. It made me want to ask how old she was, but that wasn't important right now. I'd grown attached to her over the last month or so, just from talking to her every morning. Knowing that she'd overheard me insulting the demon race made me feel awkward, and I couldn't look her in the eye. You say demons wouldn't understand love, but finding a race as passionate as ours would be a difficult task indeed. We would burn our bodies alive for the ones we love. I wonder if it's because of the strong desires our race holds. If we ever seriously fall in love with someone, we want to possess every fragment of their soul, their entire being. And because of that, losing someone we love is utterly devastating, just like Lord Gardis' mother, our previous ruler. His mother? Kiria gave me a somewhat lonely smile. Yes, his mother fell in love with a human, and together they had Lord Gardis. However, Lord Gardis' father insisted on living his life as a normal human, so they never made a contact. In the end, Lord Gardis' mother was forced to watch his short life come to an end, unable to do anything. The pain became too much for her, so she chose to leave this world and follow him. As I listened, I slowly came to realize why Gardis' words had been full of pride. I'm sure he never saw his mother's death as tragic but noble. He must have respected her for going that far for the one she loved. Love, huh? But if that was true, then why didn't he act like that? Why did his actions contradict his words? Like when he kissed that woman earlier. I lightly shook my head, feeling oddly miserable for imagining the woman in Gardis. What he did with other women had nothing to do with me anyway. I knew that, but why was I getting so worked up over it? Gardis' words still echoed in my mind, and they wouldn't leave no matter what I did. It was starting to seriously annoy me. It's probably because I hate him so much. Yes, that has to be it. Why else would I care about what he does so much? With that rage-inducing matter in mind, I let out a deep sigh. You've really grown, you know. I said that with deep admiration, gazing at his back as the evening sun shone against it. What? You were still a teenager when we first met, weren't you? We were around the same height back then. How could you do that to me? Grow that tall in 3 years right under my nose? Why are you getting angry over that? I feel like I'm being left behind. I want to be as tall as you know. You're fine just the way you are, princess. I mean, please maintain your current height. But it's not helping things. No wonder Gardis keeps treating me like a brat. I drink milk every day too, so why aren't I getting any taller? I grumbled to myself as I jogged ahead, overtaking Lezette. It's only natural that I have to be taller than you, princess. I need to be your shield, remember? But I want to become your shield too. How unbalanced. This isn't fair. I heard Lezette laugh behind me as I continued grumbling. You're laughing at me! No, I'm not laughing at you. I was just reminded of something from way back. What is it? The day I first met you, princess. Oh, that day, huh? Yeah, that day. Oh, here's a flashback. Look out! Ah! I'm sorry you had to help me, but you're pretty good actually. What's your name? I'm Lezette. Ah! Lezette, huh? Okay, Lezette, you watch my back from now on. Understood. I, Lezette, will put my life on the line and watch your back, princess. Yes, now that you mention it, that was the first time we spoke to one another too. After that, you did just as I asked and watched my back the whole time, and because of that, I feel safe leaving myself in your hands. I did say I'd put my life on the line, and actually Lezette's voice shrunk for an instant, the sound of our footsteps drowning him out. To me too. It sounded like he didn't want to finish his sentence. I stopped walking and turned around, eager to hear what he actually said. Sorry, your voice was too quiet. What were you saying? Don't worry, it's nothing. I tilted my head and inquired some more, but Lezette just smiled and wouldn't tell me. But still, he had a happy expression on his face, so I didn't pursue it any further. And that's when I realized it. If I wanted to see Lezette's face properly, I had to raise my head and look up. You really aren't a teenager anymore, are you? The thought made me feel somewhat lonely, but it made me feel happy too. What an odd feeling. As we kept walking, I glanced down towards Lezette's shadow and found myself thinking about how big it was compared to mine. Okay, now we're going to the pub. What's going on here? Jesus. Oh, Lady Christina, you came too. Only because of all the noise, I could hear it from outside, you know. I told you to stop making fun of me. Isn't that... My, they really are making a racket. Oh no. Come on, don't be so uptight. Have some more. I'd never accept wine from a demon lord. No fighting allowed in this pub, sir. Ugh. Hear what he said? Cheer up. I wouldn't put poison in wine as good as this. It'd be your loss if you don't enjoy yourself since you're already here. What do you mean since I'm already here? You're the one that dragged me over here. Then I guess I'll bring the princess along instead. No, anything but that. As loyal as ever. That's exactly why I dragged you along instead. Ugh, I don't know what you're planning here, but I won't let you trick me, you hear? Don't be like that, come on. I just want a friend to accompany me for a drink. Tell you what, since you seem so unsatisfied, how about we trade? Have a sip, and I'll tell you a secret only demons know. Really? Are you serious? Very. He's in a good mood. What bad taste! He's just teasing poor Lezette. I can't deny that, but he has taken quite a liking to the pair of you. I don't think that's something to be happy about. My apologies then. Really? Hey, Lezette! Yes! How long have you been drinking here for? Oh, not long. What? Jin's here too. Lord Gardis, did you come here to drink alcohol? On a workday of all days? The paperwork back in your office is piled so high it might crush you if you don't get started soon. Come on, don't be a killjoy. Why not join me for a drink too? The other civil servants were practically in tears begging me to bring you back. I still have a lot of work to do, so no, I can't join you for a drink. Oh, that's a shame. If you've still got work to do, shouldn't you be heading back? What kind of man do you think I am? Meager chores like paperwork take a matter of minutes for me. And since Chris came all the way here too, let's sit back and enjoy ourselves. What? Hey, Gardis, don't touch the princess's hand. I can't hear you. You? Like I said, no fighting in my pub, please. Oh dear, nobody's afraid of the Demon Lord these days. Okay, well, I guess we have to go back to the pub now. Oh, that was so close, so bloody close. Now, Dr. Samil, you're drinking too much. I'll drink as much as I want. I was one whole step away from curing Gerard fever. Then the higher-ups said my contract was expiring, and they weren't going to finance my research anymore. Now I can't buy the materials I need for the medicine. What were the materials again? They were 4-colored coal, holy water, demon killer wine, tears of the sun god, and tears of the moon goddess. Oh, you can get the 4-colored coal by helping out at the theater. Oh, actually, wasn't their performance cancelled after the Lunaria Festival incident? I wish the ingredient would just fall from the sky. One tip was added to the hints page. Let's see. Hint 1, the man in the pub. His funding was cut, so he can't continue his research. But according to the man's drunken rant, all he needs now is 4-colored coal, holy water, demon killer, sun god's tears, and moon goddess tears. 4-colored coal can be found at the theater. Huh. Okay, interesting. A whole day goes by so quickly. I should go to bed. Death Ride, third month. I'm bored. Huh? I couldn't understand why he'd suddenly say such a thing. The Demon Lord gave me a melancholic sigh, seemingly bored, elbow on his armrest and chin in his hand. You're barely even trying with your assassination attempts these days. They're mediocre. Banal even. I'm getting bored. Come on, where's your spirit? Try and kill me seriously, just like before. He was asking us to do horrible things to him, yet he sounded like a little kid having a tantrum. His retainers just stood there and smiled, watching their spoiled child get more and more obsessed with his new toy. Hey, aren't you guys his retainers? Are you sure it's okay for him to act like that? Maybe I should try and attack him more often. Wait, I thought I did it plenty of times already. I haven't given up or anything, I'm just busy at the moment. With what? Ecological research. This sounds like fun. Count me in. Well, it's more like demon anthropology. So you're one of our research subjects. Don't be an idiot! No one would ever work alongside their mortal enemy. There's someone standing here who would. Fine. If you want me to beat you up that badly, then bring it. My deepest apologies for disturbing your fun, but Lord Gardis, you're scheduled to depart for a heisel today. Oh, now that you mention it. Are you going somewhere? Sorry, you must get really lonely when I'm not around. Wait for me anyway. I don't get lonely at all. Not one bit. Stop worrying and go away. Even though you're so in love with me, you come to see me every day. I'm not in love with you. I'm just making sure you haven't run away. Oh, well, if you say so. You're so dead. All right. Once I get back, I'll play with you as much as you want. Gardis sprung up towards the sky, leaving me with the snide comments. For goodness sake, that's not what I... My cry was in vain, for the black-winged demon lord laughed heartily as he flew off into the distance. Where does he get all that confidence from? Well, Lord Gardis does seem to be having a lot of fun these days. I can feel it too, as his assistant. Gardis' assistant, Jin, shuffled the documents in his hands and smiled at me. You'd never think that he was the Demon Lord's right-hand man with a smile like that. I didn't mean that he looked unreliable, just harmless. When we first met, I was shocked because Jin looked barely older than me, yet he held the incredibly important position of Death Ride's Prime Minister. Well, as a demon, he looked quite young, but his actual age made him a lot older. With the long silvery hair that fell to his back, a slim and sleek body, and a feminine face, Jin could easily be mistaken for a woman. But that is all the time that I have for this episode, guys. So, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, by subscribing, you're becoming part of a legacy. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!